Hey, what's going on YouTube? I'm Darkjacket, and in this video I get 42 kills in the map Meltdown and kill confirmed. In this video I want to share with you my tips for getting games for cheap and saving money when shopping for video games. And the most important tip that I can give you is to wait and be patient and buy the game used when the price drops. Now, video game developers despise used games because they cut deeply into their profit margins. When a person buys a used game, the money that they spend does not go toward the people that made the game or the publisher. Instead, it goes toward the store that sells it or the person who traded it in. So when you buy a used game from GameStop, the money that you spend goes to GameStop instead of the developer. Now, I have a pretty high gamer score. I have over 45,000 gamer score on Xbox 360, and most of the games that I've played are either used or I rented them. And now I'm going to give you my tips for buying games cheap. You have to remember that the price of a new game always goes down after it comes out. When a new game comes out, it costs $59.99, which I think is a little overpriced considering the fact that you can buy games for so cheap on Steam. And when the price goes down, it never goes back up. So when a game is released at $60, but then after a month, if the game doesn't sell well, it'll be on sale for $49 and then $39 and then eventually $29. The price eventually will always go down, and if you're patient enough, the game will then fall into your price range. And the same is also true with used games. The price of used games always goes down when the supply of used games increases over time. And people have to keep dropping the price of the used game in order to sell it. And when you buy used games on Amazon, you can search by price. You can say, I only want to search for games that cost under $20. And then the website, Amazon, or other game sites will show you the price of that game that is under $20. It'll show you all the different games that you can buy for that price. And you can get price drop notifications when the game you want to buy falls into your price range. And there are lots of ways you can do that through apps. And there's a website called wishlistbuddy.com that will send you a notification when the thing you want falls into the price that you desire. And if you wait long enough, any game that you want will eventually fall into your price range, and the slower the price falls, the better the game it is. And games that are not very good, the price falls very quickly because not very many people buy them, or they all trade in their games, so there's a large supply of used games. And if you look at games like Skyrim, for example, Skyrim is still a relatively expensive game for a game that's been out for like a year and a half, because it's a good game. And it's that way with a lot of really great games. They still cost over $40 brand new, because they are good games, or games that are selling really well. And another good way to find inexpensive games is through Steam sales. On Steam, you can buy PC games for pretty cheap. There are some Steam sales that sell good games that normally cost $50, $60 for like only $20 or $30, or $19 with all the DLC a year after it comes out. Another way is to trade in games to GameStop for money toward your next purchase. And you can look up the trading price online at different websites. And you can also try GameFly as well, where you can rent games for a subscription fee, even though I haven't tried it. And of course, there are also free-to-play games. And there's some pretty decent free-to-play games that are out there. I know that the MMORPG Terra has gone free-to-play, and that looks like a pretty promising game, even though I actually couldn't get it to work on my PC for some reason. But remember though, free-to-play games are free-to-play for a reason, because they couldn't sell well for the regular $60 as a retail game. So for example, for Amazon, if you want to buy a used game there, I looked them up and they have 1,106 used games for sale for under $10. So to give you some prices, Gears of War 3 is $9, and this is used without shipping and handling. Uncharted 2 is $8, Borderlands is $6, Dragon Age is $4, Fallout New Vegas is $4, Bioshock 2 is $4, Darksiders 2 is $19, Assassin's Creed 2 is $6, Halo 3 is $5, Batman Arkham City is $13, Fable 3 is $3, Modern Warfare 3 is $9, Modern Warfare 2 is $4, even though that's terribly overpriced for that awful game. Black Ops 1 is $12, Black Ops 2 is $35, Medal of Honor is $4. And most of these were at one time $60 games brand new. but over time the prices drop dramatically, so that way you can then buy them for much less if you just be patient. And then when you look at Steam, they have 1,300 games for under $5 and 2,419 games for under $10. So to give you some examples, the Civilization 4 Complete Edition is $7.50. The Serious Sam Complete Pack is $19. Section 8 Prejudice is $5. Mark of the Ninja is $5. Left 4 Dead 2 with all of its DLC is $20. And The Witcher 2 Enhanced Edition is $20 on Steam. And there are always good Steam sales that have good games for good prices. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video and learned something about buying games. And I'll see you guys later.